what happens to me, myself, and I when we come to Christ? Let's talk about that. With me, Frankie. What kind of tea is that? Peach. That's good. Yeah. Good morning, beautiful people. It is Tuesday.
6:30.
Yep. Well, close to it. 6:27. So, what happens to me, myself, and I when I come to Jesus? Well, Paul gives us a picture of that through the Holy Spirit writing these words. Great thing about Paul is that he was hanging out with Jesus after the crucifixion, and God told him all these things, and then he started writing in his vernacular through his experiences with the Holy Spirit. Like, I just love that God doesn't like give them a robot kind of thing, but they, through their experiences and through their personality, they write through the Holy Spirit. But anyway, Galatians chapter 2 verse 20 says this: I have been crucified with Christ. You're like, what? Wait a minute. Whoa, Paul. Crucified. Come on. Yeah, nails in the hands and nails in the feet and bleeding all over, beaten, can't breathe, choke on your own blood. Really?
Okay.
Crucified. Really? What does he talk about? Well, there's such thing as like and as, or an analogy or a metaphor. Okay? He wasn't literally crucified on a cross. Well, maybe in later times, but not when he's writing this. So what happens to crucifixion? Well, you kind of die after crucifixion. So me, myself, and I die on the cross. When we come to Jesus, it is not me, myself, and I anymore. It is Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit, and what they want. Keep going. It is no longer I who live. So who died? Me, myself, and I. It is not I who live any longer, but Christ who lives in me. Now that just think about that. The creator of the universe, the one who made everything by words, the one who sustains all life, sustains all the universe, sustains all the stars, has named all the stars, knows them by name, knows you by name, knows the hairs on your head, knows every crevice of the earth. And that he wants to live where? Inside of me? This wretched body? That blows my mind. So here we go. I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith. Dude, we are in this flesh that is rotting, that hurts, that I have pain when I get up in the morning now. My knees are hurting. I got carpal tunnel syndrome. I got headaches. I got frustrations. I got depression. I got guilt. I got all kinds of stuff. But that's fleshly. That's the flesh crying out to be released of this body. He says, I now live in the flesh. I live by faith. By faith. I mean, we don't see any of this stuff, but we know it's there because God has changed like people 180 degrees. There's no other explanations, and there's no other explanation of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. There's no other explanation of that there has to be a creator who put all this together. I mean, it's so intricate. There's no way it's accident. And then in the Son of God, not only faith, but in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. He literally gave himself, crucified on the cross, so we may be crucified in our flesh, in our desires to be with him. I mean, that's mind-blowing. So, what happens when you become a Christian? You sacrifice me, myself, and I, and your desires on the cross and leave it there. And then you follow what Jesus wants. Because he's better than us. He knows better than us. He's holy. He's righteous. He's on the right path. He does the right things. He gives us warnings. He gives us blessings. And he knows what's right. And so, we live by faith in Jesus Christ. That's the coolest thing in the world. He lives in us so we may live with him in faith. Mind-blowing stuff right there, people. Awesome. We get the love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control all wrapped in one with Jesus Christ. So my encouragement for you today, are you living like Jesus, or are you still living in the flesh? Live for Jesus. Sacrifice those things which are no longer should be in you. I love you. Jesus loves you too. You have a great Tuesday. Goodbye.